Good morning, afternoon or evening. Welcome back to Edenia. Welcome back to CrimiClown television, everyone. Today we're playing some more Kerbal Space Program. And I was thinking about this last night. I think we should make something of a space scooter. Something really small, really tiny, which we can put into in a fairing. And we can shoot up to the low Kerbal orbit and just jam pack it with Delta V. So a single Kerbal can get on it and get off it again and park it again in another rocket inside some sort of a cargo bay or a fairing, something like that. Something we can possibly bring back to Kerbin. Maybe not. We'll have to see about that. I'm gonna turn off the music because the game has opened up. There we go. Alright, so I tweaked a couple of settings. One which you will very much enjoy. If you've watched any of my live streams, you know how dark this game can get. In this game... oh, we don't want to start anew. We want to resume a saved one. There we go. This game can get very dark. Literally very dark. As well as figuratively. Yeah, so there is an ambient light setting, which I've tweaked a little bit, so everything's just a little bit brighter, so you guys can see when we're landing on the dark side of a planet. And, as a bonus, I can see as well. Oh, that's great. Alright. Let's see, with 260 science to spare, we could get any one of these parts. Now... a lot of these parts are, well... oh, these are bright now as well. So the entire game is more bright. It's not the best, but let's see if we can just fix the brightness setting a little bit, because it's quite bright right now. Wow. Let's put it at 25% instead. I think that's better. Yeah, it's not so bright. Right, so if we now look at these parts, yeah, there's now a little bit of distinction. So this is a cargo bay that we can use to house something in. But that means we also have to make a rocket in this configuration. That's going to be a bit of a challenge, if you ask me. There is a bicoupler on here, so we can get 2 liquid fuel engines on it. That would be nice. And these parts are usually used for single stage to lift off, or single stage to orbit, I have to say. Everything lifts off in the first stage, so that's not very interesting at all. Ion propulsion would be very nice to have. Specialized electrics, not so much. This is not something we need right now. Large probes for the remote guidance unit. I don't really know why we should get the remote guidance unit. We've been talking about this. So it has stability assist. Remote pilot assist available. Hibernation mode, resource rates. Alright, that's cool. Antenna type internal. Antenna rating is good. Alright, so this is an internal antenna, so you don't need external antennas. It's quite good as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at... let's see. Where are these other electrics? I think this had some electrics in it. No, this. Nope. Electronics? Automation? Yeah, alright. So this is the biggest antenna, and this has a packet size of 2.0 MITs, and the other thing was like antenna rating. This is 5K. Antenna rating, this is 100G. Alright, so there's definitely a difference. Quite a big difference. Alright. Well, no science today. Let's see if we can build one of those fancy little space scooters. Let's switch to the space plane hangar. Alright, we're gonna need any old probe core, and we're gonna need to put a chair on it. This is quite a big probe core, actually. I didn't know it was that big. If we compare that with a Probodobodyne Octo, which we've been using for the entire game, basically. We'll put a command seat on this. Yeah, that's quite a bit smaller. Yeah. It's quite a bit smaller. Could be interesting, though. Alright, so this doesn't appear to be sticking so well to the side of this. Alright, so how are we going to do this? Are we just going to make it actually a tank with a chair on it and some wings, perhaps? So Oscar B fuel tank. This can't be the root part. This is insane. Alright, so the root part has to be a probe core because we need this to fly. Alright, so let's just use the Octo as we've been using. We'll just set the chair on later. So let's grab some fuel tanks, some Oscar Bs. Nice and small Oscar B fuel tanks. Alright, this Bumblebee, as I'm going to call it, this needs a liquid fuel engine. Now, let's take a look at what this can do in a vacuum. So in a vacuum, it's quite capable. This has a lot of delta V. So this is just a very simple probe core then, with a lot of delta V. Perhaps we don't want the... Well, we do. We do want this. And we want a docking port on the front. Coupling. Clampetron docking port. This is the big one. We need a junior. So this doesn't seem to fit. There we go. Alright. That fits. So we can couple this to, well, any old spacecraft, really. Let's double up on the fuel tanks. Let's see how far this will get us in space. A lot farther. That's cool. Alright, so little tiny engine. Little tiny engine. That's going to be fine. What if we use a bigger probe core, like the Octo 2? Well, it's not necessarily bigger, is it? It's rather small, actually. Oh, that doesn't seem to... That's better. Alright, cool. Alright, so if we use this... hibernating warp auto, absolutely. Let's put a chair on it. Alright, so what if we put the chair back a bit, so it's like an actual actually riding. So this is going to be insane. Alright, so little thing on the top. We're going to need some batteries. I don't know how big is the octo-core internal battery. Where is it? Electric charge. Amount 5.0. That's not very much. No. We need more. So we're going to put on one of these or one of these. No, it's going to be this one. So we're going to disconnect you. We're going to put a battery on it. Now that will give it a little bit of a empty crew carrying. Yes, we know. Store but not generate short range antenna. Yeah, we need larger range antennas. We also need a couple of solar panels on this. So let's put some wings on it, shall we? So what if we open this? Yeah, that's nice. All right, retract. That's nice. This can get us probably very far. Once it's in space, this will go extremely far. Now, what if, hear me out, what if this is capable of mining? So what if we put a little miner on it? A little bit of a miner. Yeah, I can see us doing that. All right, let's put on utility. We have this very small converter. That's not very small at all. So this is the smallest converter-tron. Taking that with us will make the entire craft, of course, a lot heavier, and this will not be able to go as far as we want it. So, no, I'm gonna have to say no to mining. This is just gonna have to be dependent on, yeah, vacuum. It's a lot better in a vacuum, of course. Let's check the engines we have, because this is the spark engine. It's not very good in a vacuum, but neither are the. Well, this is of course a lot better, but it's a lot heavier as well, a lot bigger. This is at least a very small engine we can use. The puff monopropellant engine, no. So as far as miniaturization goes, I think this is our best option. Yeah. Great. Well, this thing is going to go into space, but of course it's... let's put... Yeah, you know what? Let's put the chair and the solar panels a bit further down the middle. I've got an idea. We're going to put some landing wheels. Should we put wheels on it? Or perhaps motorized wheels would be the nice thing to do, right? So we can land on a planet and... So what about these rugged wheels? I think these will be very good for a rover slash space hopper. Alright, and then this steering should be disabled, the other one should be enabled. Alright, so if we extend this, it's still going to be fine. Alright. Now, the wheels are... These are rather big wheels, aren't they? So what if we put the other wheels on them? These ones. These are very small. These are the wheels we used for the other rover. Not the best. Yeah, I think it's just going to be these wheels then. If we want this to fly, to drive at all, I don't know if you want this to drive. That's the thing, right? All right, so we've got some solar panels, we've got some batteries. That's good. Now this needs to do, of course, a little bit of science. It needs to be able to land somewhere and get a bit of science done. So what do? We go to science. Well, first, dang, we're gonna need communications. Yeah. All right. So what if we have two little antennae on the top? Here we go. Two little antennas. Alright, now I also probably need some lights then. That's utility. Lights. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh my god, yes. Yes, this is going to be great. Alright, let's move those a bit. Let's move those a bit, and a bit backwards as well. And then we turn them a bit, we rotate, so they are straight ahead. Great. That's exactly what we want them to be. That's great. Oh, I love that. Alright, so this can dock with something. Should we give it instead the claw? Because the claw works on every kind of vessel. That would be insane, wouldn't it? If you put it on the claw. Also trying to get the experiment storage unit on it, but I think this craft is a little bit too small to do that. Let's see. It is now a lot less efficient because it's of course a lot heavier now. This little rover. It is a lot heavier now, isn't it? If we take off the wheels, oh, it's gonna be way more efficient. Jeez. All right. We're gonna need one of these small inline reaction wheels. I guess so. Let's put it near the tail, or let's put it straight in the middle. I think that's even better. Yeah. Alright, so I think this is just going to be too heavy. Let's go to ground and let's get some micro landing struts then. Yeah, I think this will be fine. Just a little... Alright, let's start retracted. Now this will be a lot more compact as well. How many solar panels do we need, you think? I think just two will do fine. Oh man, I'm loving this design. This is going to be the space scooter. We're going to save this as a sub-assembly, or we're going to save this at all. Crew, we can put crew in this. This is great. We have a lot of people now. We have a lot of crew available. That's good, because we did a lot of rescues last time. Alright, so this will not be able to drive, but yeah, driving isn't very efficient when it comes to, well, basically anything really. So I think a fully loaded space bumblebee with 3,000 meters per second to spare is going to be amazing, and it's going to be able to refuel because it has a docking port. So we just need a docking port junior on whatever we use for mining. Alright, little space scooter, there we go. So how will it operate in a vacuum? No, in just in atmosphere. It's got enough thrust to weight to be able to do, well, basically anything. How is the burn time? How long will it burn? 100. It will burn almost 2 minutes. Alright. It's not very much. So what if we didn't use this, but what if we used this? Because this is very impressive in a vacuum, right? So, but it's also very heavy. All right, so this will not give us anything. Not anything here. This will give us 705 meters per second, and that's of course because this is fully loaded with oxidizer, which we don't need. We would use different fuel tanks if we made a similar thing like this. For now, too much of a hassle. We're just going to make a little bumblebee like this. Alright, so, what else does this need? If it's gonna, yeah, if it's gonna do the shuffle level, we're gonna need some of these on it. So what if we have like one on the top here, and just one on the bottom. Perhaps only one on the bottom. That will probably not work as well. We're gonna need one on the top as well, yeah. Alrighty. This should be roughly center of mass. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so now this also is gonna need some monopropellant. So this is gonna need probably a single one of these will be enough. It's going to be a lot more heavy though. Yeah, it's going to be a lot heavier just to have these on it. Alright, so docking. Docking is really, really hard to do without monopropellant. So that's a thing. This is not going to be the docker. This is going to be the dockee. So that's quite important to have. Decisions. We've already stripped it of the wheels, and now putting. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna have to put monopropellant on it. We're just gonna have to, do it. So this is what? 50 monopropellant. This is 20. So what if we put one of these in? That's a big tank. So if we extend, yeah, we can extend. All right, that's cool, I guess. What if we put 2 monopropellant engines on that? Engines, no control. It's control. Oh, it's not gonna let me put it on here. No. All right, so these need to go. And these need to go to the middle. There we go. To get it out for a second. These will have to go to the middle. Center of mass, roughly. I dig it. Alright, so now this is capable of doing a little bit of docking. A little bit of lateral movement. It's a lot less efficient now. But I think this is the best we're going to get. Alright, let's start retracted. There we go. So this is going to have to go in clamshell fairing. And we'll have to put this in orbit. Then what we're going to do is we're going to build a space station. Because I think a space station would be very nice to have. There's one thing left to check, and that is the current probe core that we use, which is the Octo 2. Right, it can do almost everything. Radial, no, yeah, right, but it can't do target. And the remote guidance unit is quite a lot bigger. Yeah, how about the Hex? The Hex was really big, yeah, that's why we didn't use it. And this can only hold stability assist and prograde and retrograde. So we could use an MK2 drone. That's even bigger. All right. Yeah, I think this is just going to be dependent on a very, very well-to-do pilot. All right, so let's do a little test. I'm just wondering. This can actually fly on its own, though. All right, stability assist on. This is crazy. All right, let's try it like this. Yep. All right, so it can walk somewhat. Interesting. Hello, Bitcore. All right, so if we turn on RCS, right? So we have this. This should be able to lift us off the ground when we're on a very low-key planet. Not here, though. We'll just have to use the engine. Oh my god, it actually flies. Not very high though, because well, this is not a very no homework, says Bas. Hello Bas, hello Bitcore. Alright, so revert to hangar. This is not gonna lift off of a planet like Kerbin, but on lower gravity planets it will probably do. Let's we can check this, by the way. So what if we go to Minmus, right? And we landed on Minmus. Minmus is always a vacuum. And we check, we have a thrust to weight ratio of 25. So we can carry this 25 times up. How about the Mun? 7 times up. The Sun, not so much. So the Sun will suck this in. So let's not go to the Sun. And on here, it can barely hold itself. So, yeah. Alright, so we now know this will lift off of a planet like Kerbin's. Sorry, not like Kerbin. Like Minmus. So that's very good. Let's put some science on it, right? Let's put... we're going to need a 2-hot thermometer. These are all going to be single science experiments. Can we do a crew? We have an ejection force. We can eject. That's insane. Alright, auto strut. Enable from the seat. That's cool. Alright, so... we have a thermometer, we have the Gravmax, we have the seismometer, we have the Gravioli detector. I think that's all the signs we're going to get from one single place. And an EVA report, of course. Alright, the space scooter. Now, we're going to cheat a little bit, I think. And by cheating, I mean we're going to use the physics engine of the game to pull this a little bit more in. Just like this. We don't want it to clip. We just want it to be a little bit lower. I think this is the best we can get. Yeah, I think this is the best we're gonna get. So that's more like it. This is, well, this is the space scooter. The Bumblebee. Alright. As for all the other science, simply not gonna happen. We're gonna save this. We're gonna switch editor. So, we're gonna shift click this, and we're gonna put this all the way up. Alright, then we're gonna use coupling. We're gonna use a big old decoupler, and we're gonna make a bit of a fairing. Now, I think it's just about big enough. We're just gonna have to do a little bit like this. Alright, cool. Action groups. Action group 1, you're gonna toggle the solar panels and the antenna. Action group 2, you're gonna toggle the gears. Extend, retract. Oh well, you know what? I think these can be on action group 1 as well. Extend, retract. Extend, retract. Action group 2, you will log temperature, log pressure data, log seismic data, and log gravity data. That's going to be enough. Yep. All right. The space scooter, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you just want to go someplace and you don't want to refuel, you don't want to re-dock or anything, then I think leaving off the monopropellant engines is going to be quite enough, because that's going to give you a lot of leeway. It's going to give you a lot of extra weight that you don't have to carry. Now, we can probably make this even longer and still be effective, but I wanted to keep it small and a bit stable as well, and I don't want it to look silly because it's already looking silly. Alright, so if we want to put the space scooter in orbit, well, we don't have to do a lot for that. We just go to sub-assemblies and probably... well, not the Rockomax lifter, that's insane. Probably this stage lifter is going to be quite well enough. Yeah, this can even bring it to... You know what? We're going to bring it to Minmus. We're going to bring this to Minmus orbit. And this space scooter, you know what? We forgot one thing. This space scooter needs to be able to get... Well, this is not going to go back to Kerbin. No, this will never survive. We will need to put this in a payload bay and then bring it back to Minmus. Or put a giant heat shield in front of it with a claw. Yeah, something like that. You have these inflatable heat shields which we can use. Alright, space scooter. We're gonna put someone in the crew. Oh, I think we're gonna send Valentina. You know what? Landbart is actually a better pilot than Jebediah. I think we're gonna, for that reason, I think we're gonna send Jebediah. Jebediah are gonna be a permanent part of the crew on Minmus. Alrighty, space scooter. Alright, let's see. This engine goes last. This decouples. Well, this doesn't need to decouple then, does it? This is a double decoupler, which we don't need. There we go. So this decouples with this. This can go at the same time. This fairing can go off once the side boosters have gone. Yeah. All right. Cool. It's very high up this, so we're gonna bring it down a bit. We don't need this to be all the way up here. Alright, I think this is a very fair rocket. Let's save it and let's launch. Alright, putting Jeb on the space scooter. Jeb is going to stick out with his little head. I hope it's fine. Oh my god. He is... this is how he can see. He can just poke his little eyes out. I hope he survives. Let's see. Let's go! Alright, so I think this entire thing is a bit out of whack because of the weight. The weight is not fairly distributed. So we're gonna have to manually fix that a bit. His little face is just sticking out, it's so cute. Alright. Heading for a 90-degree mark right now, so that's good. Alright. There goes the boosters. Yep. Alright, let's take a look at our... oh, we're already going for it. Apoapsis is already very high. Alright, let's hold it for a second. And let's blow off the fairing. Here we go. It's Jeb on his little space scooter. Let's deploy deploy the wings and the antenna and the legs. Oh, look at this. His little bumblebee. Oh, he's having a great time. He's a bit worried. A little bit worried. We don't have a crew control, but we do have an EVA report. So we can do an EVA report from the seat. So that's good to know. Alright, 1 minute something until we hit. Let's full blast. Full blast and just go down a bit. So we can get underneath the... underneath the 100. And still catch a bit of speed. Alright, so that's under 100. Yeah, let's alright, so that's fair. Alright, let's point retrograde, prograde I mean, and let's go a little bit closer to the 100 mark. Alright, there we go. Alright, we can go even closer than this. Alright, 100 by something around 100. There we go. Alright, so the Bumblebee has a really big stinger right about now. Look at this. Oh god. I absolutely love this. Oh, it looks great. It looks great right here in space. Looks right at home. Alright, let's turn it around so it gets a little bit of sunlight. There we go. Alright, we have a stable orbit. Let's go to Minmus, set as target. So we have some ascending and descending nodes where we have a little bit of an inclination. So on this ascending node, we're going to have to turn anti-normal. And... well, you know what? No, we're going to do a mid-flight inclination change. So let's get it around 2 o'clock. And let's add a maneuver. No close approach, none at all. Oh, we have some close approaches here. Alright, so this is actually getting an encounter. So that's good. Let's do this one then. Alright, so node in some time. That's great. Let's warp to the next maneuver. And let's get on the target node. We have a burn time of 28 seconds. So at 14 seconds, we're going to do a full-on burn. Here we go. We have a min-miss encounter. That's great. Turn the ship a little bit. Alright, just a little bit more. Great, close enough. Alright, we have a min-miss encounter, so that's good. It's not very close, but what we can do is... oh, we have a mun encounter on the way back. Alright. What we can do is we can go here and just add another maneuver. And let's focus on min-miss. So this encounter is way off, right? So we open the maneuver node and we just do a little bit of this. So we incline a bit and we radial in, I think. Yeah. Is it? Oh yeah, it's much more efficient than radial. So let's do 0 on the radial. Just do a little bit of this. Alright, now we probably want... that's going to be a bit too much. Alright. So this will be a very nice angle. By the time we get here, this will have turned around and we can probably land at the actual base that we already have. Yeah, great stuff. Let's go to the maneuver node and let's warp from there. Warp to next maneuver. All right, now we probably have all of the science already from high Kerbal orbit. But let's just press 2 for a second. Yeah, we can reset this. Oh look, we didn't have the gravity scan. We didn't have the gravity scan. See, review data, keep it. Alright, EVA report. High over Kerbal, we've been here before. Let's see. Can we leave seat? There we go. And if we then turn on RCS and go and grab the science data from here. Take data. And we don't have any of the other data. That's fine. Alright, cool. So can we just... oh, we can board. Yeah, alright. So we have to board the seat. Great stuff. Alright, we have a node. The node is already passed, but that's no problem. No problem at all. Alright, so a little 18 meters per second burn. Alright, so we trust in our maneuver node. There we go. Let's see. Focus view. Yeah, I think this is spot on the nose. Alright, let's warp here. And let's point retrograde. So one scanning module on the top of it. The scanning module is not counting as a relay, but it is actually gathering ore information about this place. That's very good. Alright, so we have to wait just a little bit. We're getting data from home base, so that's good. We're gonna burn until we are no longer trying to eject Kerbin. That's great. Eject the Mun, sorry. I keep messing up all these names. Alright, let's do a little bit of high ground science. We have this already, but we can keep it. Gravity scan, pressure scan. Alright, so lots of new signs being had. That's good. Let's leave the seat. Fuel doesn't seem to reset when if you're on a seat, so you'll have to enter an actual capsule in order to get your EVA fuel back. Alright, we boarded. There we go. Alright, we're in an orbit. An orbit, yes, of Minmus. We need to make this orbit a bit lower. So let's dump the periapsis. Just about, I think, 20k would be nice. That's close enough. Then we warp here. We warp here, and we're also going to point retrograde, and we're also going to do all the sciences. Alright, gravity scan from just above the greater flats. Now these give a lot of science. Jesus, Tiffany Christ. Alright, we're going to put these in the big old egg and just send them. Oh, but I think... Ah, alright. Yes, of course, because I was trying to send them through Jebediah Kerman, but Jebediah has no antenna on him. It's the vessel that has it. We should have gone with the storage container. Bit of a shame. Well, speaking of a bit of a shame, we missed our periapsis. Let's get this down as low as we can. 20k. I will take it. I will take it. Alright, let's leave the seat. Once again. No data here, no data here. No, there's no data at all. Alright. Fine. We're going to plot a trajectory to land here near the greater flats. We're going to warp here, pointing surface retrograde, mind you. And we're just going to land by the seat of our pants. We're gonna actually just fly using what we can see. So EVA propellant is the problem right now, because this does not regenerate if we get in our little bumblebee rover. Alright, so we're gonna try and get this down to just about here. And now we're gonna switch to set a target, because we're gonna set a target To the Minimus payload egg? No, we want the Minimus home base. Surface egg, set as target. Alright. Now what we're going to do is very, very strange. Because we are currently going too far away from the target. Well, this is not helping really. I just burnt the wrong way. Ouch. And now it's auto saves. Great stuff. All right, let's go target prograde if that's a thing. To increase our distance. Well, I think we're just going to use surface controls from here and just go radial out. In order to keep up appearances. So we're going to drop down. And going radial out will actually give us a little bit more of a hop. Great. Now it's just the little egg. Great. Surface retrograde. Cool. All right, so go up. That's a far way up. All right, fall back to the ground. Oh my god, we went really far with this. Jeb is having the time of his life, however, so that's good. All right, so we're gonna land this at the actual base. We're just going to point right at it. Alright. Great, and now just surface retrograde. Which is going to take some time. And now, as you can see, we're on the dark side of the planet, but at least you can see what we're doing, which is nice, right? Alright, so this, before we fall down completely, we're going to try and get rid of our surface speed. Alright, target relative speed is now almost gone. We can only do time warping from here. Or physics warping, I should say. Alright, so this is anti-target, which is not what we want. We want to go right against, well, we want to go towards the target, but pointing at the horizon, if you know what I mean. Alright. This seems to work well. And then we just need to fall. Alright, so let's Alright, so normal is the way we should aim. I think doing the control from here point. No, we need to control from here. Can we? Oh, this is already controlling from here. Alright, now. This is how we're going to use the... Oh god. Alright, so this does not want to land normally, I guess. That's fine. I can see why you would object to landing normally. We're just gonna manually steer this from now on. And let's just turn it forwards just a little bit. Alright, turn on RCS. Alright. Now, this is gonna have to land. And we're just gonna push K. And K is gonna slow us down. I can see it's not gonna slow us down enough, so I'm just gonna have to do it the rocket way. Not the most graceful, I know. Alright. It's helping. It's helping. Alright. So it's helping. Great. Alright, here we go. Landing with the Bumblebee. Alright, RCS off. We're just going to do a little walk. Little walkie walk. Alright. The Eagle has landed. The Bumblebee has landed on Minmus. Alright, so what if... Let's, we can easily turn this over. I think moving around on Minmus should have to be done with... well, just with these controls, I guess. Alright, so stay stable towards the horizon. Yes, good boy. Alright, so we can just use the RCS controls, which is JKI, JKIL, and then H and N for accelerating and decelerating. Alright, look at this. Alright, we're going to turn all of this stability assist and whatnot, we're going to turn it all off, and we're going to empty our seat, leave the seat. Alright, and we're just going to have to go in one of these. Oh, look at this. Jumping around like a superhero. Alright, so we landed right where we wanted to, which is nice. Cannot board a full module. That's a valid point, actually. Whoa. Alright, valid point. Let's go to the back module then. Jeb, you're gonna be part of the main Minmus mission. Board. Alright, lots of signs now. What if we... this is something I've seen on another video. We can container collect all. So now this is all the storage, all the data in it. Review data. This is... yeah, this is still full. A little bit of science. Let's transfer it while we're here. Transfer science. Transmit science. There we go. Now let's review all of this. Because we can put this in the lab, but we could use the science right about now. And the lab is still full anyway. I think. Should we try it? Oh, complete data stored. Alright. This transmits nothing when... alright, so this is still full. We can keep this. We put that in, that's good. Lab is full, lab is full. Alright, so we have a lot of data for things that are full still. Alright, great. So nothing there can go in, but whatever has a transmit value, we can now at least transmit. Why not? It's free science. What? Not enough electric charge. Alright, so we're gonna have to toggle to day. Now the Bumblebee, one cool thing about this little Bumblebee, this Bumblebee can dock, right? Oh, come on, grab the sun. Praise the sun. Alright, communitrons are done. Alright. So one cool thing about the Bumblebee is it can dock. And it has a probe core, so it probably can dock on its own. Let's set target, and let's control from here. Alright, let's try this. Is this a junior as well, this docking port junior? I don't even know. Are these juniors? Yeah, these are juniors. Alright, so this can dock. Alright, let's see. K. No, RCS on, of course, yes. Oh, it has no communication at the moment, that's why. Well, if we wait a couple of seconds, we'll probably get back into communication range. This is a problem we have with the lifter as well. With the rover, I mean. Right, so let's fold these all in, so we can have a better docking experience. Oh god, yeah, alright, so this... Alright, so this steers very poorly. Alright, so yeah, this is a little bit poorly indeed. Right, so we have to do a little bit of jiggling to do the steering, but at least we can dock it. Alright, so it's using a little bit of force to dock, which is not the best, but it's not the worst either. We can get this to dock. Yes, we've got it. So it's on. And now we've done our last contract. Look at this. Constructing an outpost on Minimus. That's a milestone. But it's like a vessel handshake with minimal shaking. And no hands. Great. So, this little buddy is docked. This is... it's probably going to be a hell to get it loose again. So I guess now the next thing to do is to make an actual refueling station, right? We need to get a refueler on board, and we probably want to make that one drivable. So put some wheels on it, and have it be able to attach using the claw. All right. So welcome, Jeb. Let's take a look at the overlay, interior overlay. Can't see everyone. Couple of people here in the in this module. Couple of empty seats here. Jeb is right up there. Look, you can just about see him. His little face. We've got two scientists working day and night in this servers module. And now we have, of course, still the pilot modules. Oh, that was quite in his face. No one in this seat. We could put Jeb in there, because Jeb is a pilot after all. So, you know what? Vermi, we're going to take you out. It's been a while anyway, Vermi. You know what? Did you ever put down a flag? Is that something you've ever done before? I don't know if you've done that before. Let's place a flag. Because why not? As does Duster. Alright, we're gonna take it down again as well. No need on having an extra flag there, but at least Remy gets a little bit of experience now, so that's good. Well, we're gonna have to find a way to get these people back someday, and it's probably gonna be by using the scooter. That's may sound insane to you, but using the scooter to. All right, Jeb, you can EVA now. You can command this vessel. So using the scooter to get people from here to Minmus orbit is probably not going to be that bad of an idea. Alright, Jeb is now once again the pilot of this vessel. Not that he's ever been, but he feels right at home being the pilot, so that's good. We have 1.5 science in here. The Bumblebee is now sticking to this vessel. All is well and good. We're going to go to the Space Center. And we're finally going to make that elusive mining rig. Because it needs to be done. We need to land a miner on Minmus. Alright, is there anything we want to unlock right now? Large volume containment, that is probably very interesting. A very heavy lifting, we don't need to do that right now. Advanced metalworks, the quad coupler. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna unlock this. I've been looking at this quad coupler for a while, and I'll tell you why. We're gonna send something up using the quad coupler. Let's go to the vehicle assembly, and let's start to develop a mining rig. So let's go to new. This is the mining egg. We're gonna make a mining egg. It's gonna be a hex, because the hex has all of the properties, and it also has some wheel authority, some torque. This can actually turn. It has internal reaction wheel. It also has electric charge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1000. So it's basically an all-in-one, this Hex 2. Instead of the remote guidance unit, which is inline and is very small, but it has barely any electric charge and barely any pitch, torque, pitch and yaw and roll controls. It doesn't take a lot of electric charge either, but so neither does the Hex, so that's good. Alright, so this also doesn't need to come back to Kerbin, so we're just gonna have one of these. We're gonna have some ore tanks on the side. That's in fuel tanks. Radial ore tanks or a small holding tank. You know what? I think we can these hold 300 and these hold 75. Alright, so 4 of these. How heavy are these? Mass 0. Oh no, it's a 1.25 and this is 0.5. Alright, so it really doesn't matter which tank we're using, basically. Alright, so why don't we put a lot of ore tanks on here. I think that will do nicely. Let's go to communication. And let's put an communitron on top. Can we put it on top? Can we put it exactly on the top? I don't know. Yes, we can. Great. Extend the antenna. Yeah, that's gonna look great. Gonna look great. Alright. We don't need relay on this. We just need the big communitron. Science. Does it need any science? A surface scanning module might be interesting to have. One surface scanning module, yeah, it might be interesting, but I don't think we're going to use it. So I'm going to skip it. We're going to have to use some fuel tanks, though. This thing is going to have to go, and it's going to have to land as well. So this is where the quad coupler comes in. That's probably under structural, right? Structural, yeah. Tricoupler, quadcoupler. Alright, so this is gonna have... Well, no, stupid. We can't use this with... I wanted to do 4 of these nerve engines because they were so very efficient. But we can't do that because this needs to have liquid fuel and oxidizer, because it's going to have to refuel other fuels, other vessels as well. Let's put a big old tank on it and a poodle. So this is going to have to land on Minmus in a vacuum, where it will have a lot of delta V. That's great. Alright, so as long as this is in Minmus vacuum, it's going to be just fine. Alright. Turn it back to sea level Kerbin. Alright, so this will land. That's great. Utility, we're going to put some drills on it. 4 drill-o-matics. We're also going to grace this with a little bit more electrical power. That's better, I think. Auto strut and hibernate in warp auto. Yes. Now, these 4 drills will have to stand on 4 legs as well. But that's the biggest struts we have right now. That's not very big at all. It will have to do, I'm afraid. Yeah, it will have to do. Now, this also needs to be able to gather some monopropellant, so we're going to put a couple of monopropellant tanks on it, possibly just like this. And you know what? This Communitron, all's well and dandy, but this needs to be able to dock with things. So we're going to put a couple of regular antennas on it. And we can put them, I guess we can put them right here. Well, Alright, now, if this is such a big craft, it's also going to need some form of reaction wheel. So an advanced inline stabilizer would not really be amiss. Let's keep watching Minmus vacuum, because this is dwindling. Also, this does not look very stable with these little legs. Well, it's the best we've got, really. On the top, it's of course going to have that coupling. So the Clampatron docking port will go right on top. And these ore tanks can go just a little bit down. There we go. So we have a clean way of coupling. Let's just see. Yeah, the ore is empty before we start. That's a good thing. Also, monopropellant we're going to empty out before we start as well. We don't need this monopropellant at the moment, giving us just a little bit more control. Now this vessel is quite heavy, I suppose. 30 tons. These legs may not hold. We're going to have to see. Right, so how about the claw? What if we put a claw on? Well, I think actually that's not going to work because there's no fuel crossfeed. But the claw is actually not going to work. We're going to have to use one of these docking nodes. So we have a docking port junior on top now. No, a regular old docking port, not a junior. No. All right, so a regular docking port. So what if we have junior components that need to couple to this? Well, easy enough to fix. We're going to put 2, perhaps 4 of these on here. Those small vessels, they can link up on here. I think that's just about everything we need right now. What if we put these a little bit higher? Putting them here, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Alright, so now as far as electrical is concerned, this is going to have to gather some electricity as well. So let's put some photovoltaic solar panels on it, and we can just put these on the ore tanks. Why not? It's going to be great, and some thermal as well, because thermal control system large. Right. So these drills will generate a lot of heat, and by extending these radiators, yeah, great. All right, looking a lot heavier already. This does not need any science. It has plenty of solar power with these 8 solar panels linked to it. Let's get some action groups. Custom 1. Get all of these to toggle and all of these to toggle radiators. And you know what? Let's also have it toggle extend and extract for the gears. Alright, custom 2. We're going to deploy the drills. So toggle drill. Yeah, toggle drill. Custom 3. It's going to be toggle service harvester. Alright. Looking about alright, yep. Alright, so the mining egg is going to go into space. Now, how do we do it? Sub-assemblies. Rockomax lifter. This heavy old thing. Alright, so this is not Minmus but Kerbin sea level. Alright, this will not manage. But these two... Oh wait, we have to fix the staging. Of course we have to fix the staging. Alright, so these two come off then, and this one comes off then. Yeah, and then this will land on Minimus. Right, so that's a lot better in terms of delta V. Still not very much. So we're gonna do a double up on this. So this is only a 4-stage, 2-stage. We're gonna make this a 4-stage. Gives us a lot more delta V. Great, that's exactly what we want. And then we're gonna mess up the staging a bit more. So we're gonna have to, let's see, get these two to a new group. Yep. Right, so first these two come off. So these two. Right, so this is not gonna... Alright, so this is not gonna go... Great. They're not going to go at the same time is what I want to say. True asparagus staging. Great. That's also auto-structure the heaviest part. It's already on. Great. Alright, so these all start at the same time. These two come off, and then these two will be entirely filled. Great. I think this is a great stage already. And these two come off. And the middle stage will still be going. Yeah. The mining egg. We're just going to try and get this to Minmus. This beautiful son of a bitch. After we get the mining egg up there, I think it would be wise to get a little bit of a space station going up there as well. Alright, 3, 2, 1. let's move. It's very slow on the ascent. It's probably also going to be rather unstable. Right, start a little bit of the gravity turn. Believe it or not, our delta V is going up. Alright, doing well. We need to make a bigger turn now. Oh god, that's no good. How did we survive? Auto strut to the heaviest part, come on. We survived, did nothing critical... Nothing critical happened, alright. That's so strange. Everything exploded, but nothing critical happened. Alrighty, I'll take it. So surface speed really good. Apoapsis is doing pretty fine. We'll try and get towards the horizon to make this as efficient as possible. Alright, we're going to turn it down just a little bit because we're going too fast up. Alright, clean separation this time. That's good for a change. And still 5,000 delta V left. I think this will easily get us there. Alright, so let's do this a little bit more aggressive because we don't need to go 100 kilometers up. But we do want to increase that speed. Alright, let's just point retrograde. Sorry, prograde. Well, let's also get all the systems going. Look at this beautiful son of a bitch. Alright, we're almost going at maximum speed. Alrighty, come on. Let's put it to 100 kilometers stable. There we go. Nice. Alright, the miner is on its way. Minimus. Set as target. We are on a bit of an inclination. That's fine. Add a maneuver. Get it down a bit. And let's tweak it once again. Take it early. Right, no encounter as so far. Why no encounter? Inclination so bad. Yeah, the inclination is pretty bad. So it would be better if we waited a couple of orbits, I guess. I think it would be better if we waited a couple of orbits, because this... Well, we have plenty of delta V. What we could do is just get rid of the maneuver node. Just get rid of it. And just adjust our inclination once we're at the ascending node. Let's just go anti-normal right here. We have plenty of fuel. There's no reason why we couldn't or shouldn't. All right. All right, a little bit more. .0. Lovely. Alright, so what if we put a maneuver node here now? Closest approach. We have an encounter. Great. Probably if we tweak it a bit, we have an even better encounter. Alright, so what about the... Oh, come on. All these numbers confusing me. Just want the... Oh god. Well, just focus on Minmus, I guess. And then edit this maneuver node. So what if we do it a little bit later? Yeah, that's more efficient. Great. Coming on right over the horizon. Yeah, I think that will do just fine. Alright, cool. Maneuver. Now, if we go to maneuver 1, we can warp to the next maneuver. There is a button there I found out, so... Gonna be great. We have a 40-second burn time. So let's do it once we hit 20 seconds or something. I think here is fine. Get a little bit of leeway. There we go. I think we still have plenty of delta V. Right in this stage, even we have plenty of delta V. This miner is going to make it to the minimus, so that's not the problem. Problem is whether we can get it close to the base. Alright, now we have to burn carefully because now it's going to be rather precise. Very precise. Great. Cool. Now, there is the mini egg. Payload egg probe. We can set this as target, I guess. No, we want the surface egg to be the target. Great, and now we warp towards here. Turn it on retrograde. Oh, look at this thing. How are the antennas doing? That's what I want to know. We have no connection at the moment. Why not? Don't tell me we forgot to deploy the antennas. Oh, yes, we did. Oh, come on. We forgot to actually deploy the flippin' antennas. And yet it's still trying something. It's still going to the... So we have limited control. Extend. Yes, it extends. Alright, that gives us better coverage. Luckily. Extend. Alright, so that's a lesson. That's a lesson indeed. Alright. Oh god. We're already past the... yeah, alright, let's burn. Retrograde. Let's make this an orbit. We're on a bit of an inclination, which we need to fix. Warp here. This is the ascending node, so let's go anti-normal. So we want the ascending node to be correct, so that we land over the right place. We can orbit all we want, but we want to land in the right place. Right, so because we have such good antennas, we have 4 antennas, which is... normally I don't do 4 antennas, it's just too much. But we did 4 antennas this time, and it pays off because we are otherwise in no way connected to the outside world. We have relays on, but there's actually no relays around here. This is the closest relay, and this is not picking up this signal, while we are. So the power of antennas, I guess. Alright, ascending node. Let's get it down to 0. 0.3, 0.2. I think this is the closest we can do. Now, we're exactly on the other side, so let's go retrograde. Let's go retrograde and get into a very low minimus orbit. Very low. I'm thinking 10k. 10 kilometers. So everyone... oh, let's quick save, by the way. We're in a good spot. So everyone watching at the moment, thank you so much for tuning in to CrimiClown Television today, playing some Kerbal Space Program. If you're liking what if you like what you see, you can follow. Of course, you can press the follow button, and you will get notified whenever we go live. You can also swipe right on Tinder if you like. So, so that works as well. All right, let's get the periapsis down. I think this is just the right spot. If we get it down, yeah, if we get it down to ground level. Oh, that's a bit too low. We're gonna crash into that mountain, so that's not what we want. So this mountain is can't follow. Well, boss can't follow, of course. Yeah, but you can swipe right on Tinder. All right, let's turn this around. Yeah, all right. We're just gonna have to get to a full halt whenever we get close. So let's turn surface retrograde, and let's whoop flip around. Now something's going on with this line. We're gonna turn surface radial first because we're about to crash, I think. Surface radial out. Yeah, radial out. We were about to crash there. Oh god. Alright, so that burn was way too intense, of course. It always is. Everything I do is way too intense. But look, we're just hopping over where we need to be. I think this is a good time to... Oh, look at this. We're actually descending node. Yeah, great. All right. I think with the rotation of the planet, this is going to be just fine. And we're going to have to do some minor adjustments anyway. Because this has nearly no fuel left, of course. We could have left these tanks empty, I just realized, because we were able to make it with this craft. Alright, so time warp. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn... No, I'm going to turn anti-normal. Oh, fuck it. Let's turn retrograde first. Otherwise, we're going to crash. This craft is actually capable of landing on Minimus. I just pressed the button to unflip. And it's pushing us. Alright, let's turn around. God damn it, it's pushing us the wrong way. Alright, so we're just gonna do a brute force landing. I don't know if you've ever seen this, it's quite interesting. We're just gonna fly right at the target. Fly right at the target. Alright, brute force landing this is, yes. Alright, now we're gonna stop burning towards the target because I think we're going too fast. And we're just gonna... We're gonna point retrograde, but we're also gonna start to get our inclination onto the anti-target. So pushing the retrograde button onto the anti-target means we're gonna go in line with them. Alright. So now we're going that way. That's good. That's actually pretty nice. Alright, so I'm gonna eyeball it actually. I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants. Alright, where this is I like where this is going. Alright, this is I think close enough. Alright, here we are. Coming in for the landing, very close to the base. I think this is, with the problem we had, I think this is quite a nice landing. With the problems we had. Remember the problems we had. Let's quit our surface speed. Alright, landing it right in the lake. And we've landed. Alright, so the gears, gears actually don't do a lot. Well, they keep our engine off the ground a little bit. Alright, let's fire action group 2. Let's put the drills in the ground. And let's start mining. Alright, so I have the feeling that this is not entirely stable craft. Nope, it's bouncing around. Because the drills are too low. So if you want to do what I did, don't. Because it's not good enough. The legs are... Oh, God. Yeah. It's going to bounce. It's going to bounce around. Alright, so this is going to gather ore, right? And the ore we're going to turn into liquid fuel and oxidizer. Now, this does not have an engineer on board, so this is going to take a long time. But that's actually not too bad. The problem is keeping this radial out. Yeah, this is going to need to stay in its place. This is going to need to stay in its place. Stability assist, I think, is better. Alright. So this will slowly but very, very surely make liquid fuel. And we're going to refuel whatever we have right about here. Because we need to put a... You know what? We're going to need a tanker thing. We're also probably going to need a better mining station. Because this is just not going to work, is it? I mean... I can quick save here. Let's... Shift F5 it is. No, oh god. Hello. Shut down engine. Thank you. Alright, so this is... it has thermal efficiency, so that's good. We're losing the heat. We're cooling. So this is making liquid fuel and oxidizer. It's very slowly but surely filling this up, right? Look, very slowly but surely it will fill up. But it's also going to have problems because it bounces around. These will actually break. I think if we let it do this too long, and it will only very yeah. You know what? I really like this flight. I'm gonna save the game as quick save 10, just so we can return to here. But I'm gonna revert this flight to vehicle assembly. I'm gonna make it better, knowing what we know now. We should have tested this just on Kerbin. And this setup is just not going to work. Alright, so monoprops. So put the monoprops here, right? Put 4 of them on, please. Let's extend the radiators, that's fine. Alright, so we can lower these even a bit. We just did an entire flight just for testing, just for science. Testing purposes, I guess. Put these up a bit higher. Yep. It will have to be done. And now that I think of it, I think we're going to put an engineer in because this is going to be too slow. So we're going to get rid of this and we're just going to put on a control pod. And put this on the top. Alright, who's going to fly this puppy? We would like an engineer. Preferably, Do we have a good engineer on the Mun? On Minmus? That's a good question. Let's leave. Oh, the things we do for science. Scientists, pilot, engineer. Oh yeah, we have Dunful. Dunful is a good good engineer. All right. So we can still fly this autonomously. We don't need any Kerbal inside. Yeah, we don't need any Kerbal inside. You know what? This, can we just put a lander can on it, on top of it? Nice and stable. Docking port on top, yes. Alright, now we can fix all the minor things that we missed earlier. So these antennas, we'll put 8 antennas on top, and we'll just add them to action group 1 to extend all the antennas. Toggle. Alright, so that will help. Let's also put a couple of these on it, just in case we run out of fuel and run out of electricity on the way. And we over-engineered this, so yeah, we can almost empty, I think. Yeah, I think we can do it like this, so we can almost empty this. Well, if this is empty, of course, it's, well, we don't want it entirely empty. We want it about halfway. Yeah, halfway. I think that's fine. Enough electric charge at least. We have an extra battery here, so it has 2000 electric charge. No one's in it right now? Nope. Alright, good. Let's launch it again. Did we or did we not check staging? That's the question. All 4 will go, then this will go, this will go, this will go, and this will go. Alright, so this entire stage is capable of taking it to Minimus. I'm going to revert flight one more time. And this expensive craft, very expensive, we're going to do... I was looking at the staging and I just noticed something. Oh yeah, these engines... these can come off quite harshly, so we need to eject them, and there's a thing for that called a septron. So a septron will actually try and, well, these are too small for these. I can't see this working. Alright, we'll just have to chance it. Launch. Here we go, SAS on, launch. This massive unit of a rocket. It's going to cost us quite a bit, but it's going to be worth it. Alright, so let's get this to Minmus. Alright, let's try and stabilize. Alright, let's get the rockets off. Well, something went doing this. I think we only need to do a little bit of a turn the first time. So just a little bit off, so it doesn't land right back on the launch pad. I think that's the only thing that's really interesting right now, just to not get it on the launch pad. Alright, we're just gonna hold service prograde. I think that's fine. Is it fine? We'll see. We'll see if it's fine, and otherwise we'll fix it. That's a clean separation. Alright. Now, as we can see here, these do not strut very well. Auto strut to the heaviest part. Auto strut disabled to the heaviest part. There we go. Alright, so let's go to orbital. Orbital retrograde, prograde instead. I always say retrograde when I mean prograde. It's a very strange tick I have, I guess. Alright, this is going rather well. Going through the thick of the atmosphere. Gaining speed. Right, so looking at our apoapsis, we're doing quite well. Let's oh god, we're gonna tip. Really? We're gonna do a somersault. Alright, now luckily we're in almost 0 G, so that's no problem, but looks very strange if you do it like this. Alright, so the gears are out. Yeah, gears are out. Hello, Rifu Tameku. Welcome back to CrimiClown Television. Today, launching rockets in the strangest manners. Oh god. Yeah, we're gonna have to burn in order to get something useful out of this yet. Alright, so let's fast forward here. And let's try and stabilize here on the horizon. I think that will work. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, thank you so much for asking. How about yourself? As you can see, I'm in a bit of a... well, a bit of a pickle. Just a little bit. Just a very little pickle. Also doing fine, thank you. Well, that's good to hear, Rifu. That is good to hear. Alright, so we're going way too high already. That's not what I really wanted. But we did it anyway. We still need to circularize, so let's get to it. Alright, orbital. Great. Let's go to the greatest planet of all, not the Mun. Minmus, where art thou? Here is Minmus. Set as target. What was this rocket for? Never mind, what are you going to do? I'm going to put a miner on Minmus. Thought you were returning to Kerbal. No. Nope. Alright, ascending node. Let's go to the anti-normal. This rocket is over-engineered, so we're going to do the inclination change right about here, so we can get a very easy encounter with Minmus. This rocket is very expensive, but luckily we have almost, yeah, I think almost all upgrades are had in this save file, so there's no worries there. Money is no object. In fact, money is a construct, not an object. Depending on your point of view. Alright, let's try and get this as best as we can. Alright, so on the Apple axis, we've got it at 0.4 degrees. I will take it. Great, now we need to get there. So, add a maneuver. Whoop. Whoopa. Bit too much. Alright, alright, so this approach has a close approach, it's just not good enough. So let's do it a little bit more. There we go. Focus view. So just so you know, we already just did this mission, but we discovered some flaws. Some flaws in the actual lander when we got close. So we yeah, we decided to make it better. Right, so this is going to be a very expensive burn if we keep doing this. So let's turn this to 0, this to 0. And let's just go to the maneuver, and we'll just have a very high orbit in which we can do our inclination change. Let's warp to the next maneuver. There we go. It's a 43-second burn. It's just a little bit less efficient than the last time we did this. Alright, 1 second. I'm quickly gonna check something with my wife. I'll be back in a jiffy. Alright, so my wife has a very rough day tomorrow. She has to go to a training. And she has to be there at 9 o'clock. Which is, well, it's not very early, 9 o'clock. Except if you have to travel for 3 hours before you get there. Then getting up at 5 is, yeah, no laughing matter. Alright, we're here. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, it is. It is rather rough. And she is not a morning person. That's the problem. You know, I don't really mind going to bed at 9, for example, in order to get up in the morning early. But she does. She does. Yep. Alright, so this is the closest approach we could get. Even after our inclination change, I guess the 0.4% degrees off. 0.2 at the moment still, but I guess that made our lives a little bit more difficult than it had to be. Alright, so Surface egg, we're gonna set that as target now. Right, so here's the approach. It's gonna be very close. Very close. Come on. Right, so we can get a little bit closer. That's good. I'll take it. Alright, so we have a periapsis here. Let's turn retrograde. Retrograde. Come on. Alright, there we go. Retrograde towards Minmus. Right, here we go. Falling towards... from Kerbin, past the Mun, towards Minmus. The Minty Moon. Here we are. So at periapsis, we want to be turned retrograde, and we want to try and land this at the correct place. Let's warp. There we go. Right, let's pump it for a bit. We still have 3,000 delta V left. 3,000 meters per second. Alright, let's get the periapsis nice and low. We want this to be, I think, 20 kilometers. There we go. We also have a descending node right there, so let's go towards it. Warp. Let's turn a bit. So there are reaction wheels on board, but they're not very strong. 0.2, I can live with that. Alright, so how's the periapsis now? 18k, that's great. Turn retrograde and go towards the periapsis. Warp here. So this is also a great lake to land on. Lots of information about the actual... Oh god, that's a little bit too low, I guess. Well, I think we're gonna have to go in for a landing anyway, so where is our goal? It's right here. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna go to surface, retrograde. We're gonna try and land this baby. Time warp complete. Let's go surface, retrograde, and let's land a little bit shy before we need to go. Right, we're gonna... Whoa. Alright, that's a good side. Yep, alright, we're going right over it. That's great. Alright, so this now, has a full tank, right? Well, not a full tank, but quite a full tank. I think we're just gonna ditch this. Just bump it up that way. Turn on our own engines. We're just gonna get rid of it. Any particular reason you don't have RCS? I do. I do have RCS. I have some monopropellant tanks. Well, we don't have RCS engines on this craft. For the particular reason that this is going to be a stationary item. And we're going to have crafts landing on top of it to refuel. And we're also going to make, in case that they can't handle it, we're also going to make refuelers that connect to here. That will just deploy to refuel another craft. Sort of like a truck. If that makes any sense. So this particular craft does not have RCS because it's not going to use it really. All right, we're going to quick save again. All right, going to do burn to get rid of all of our horizontal speed. All right, there goes a tank crashing towards the ground. We're gonna hear that crash, I think. That's fine. Boom. Alright, we're gonna slowly... Oh, it's switched to target mode now. We want it to be surface mode if you don't mind. Well, I think this is a very clean descent. Alright. 500 meters. 4, 3... 100. Come on. Right, now the only thing we have left to do is just to bring it towards the target a bit more. Just a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer. One trick is you can do radial out in order to kill your horizontal speed. Kill your vertical speed, sorry, but not your horizontal speed. So you can just hop towards the target. We didn't need that much fuel at all. We have overpacked in every regard. Alright. So, still we can get a little bit closer. Alright, this is nice and close. Yep. Coming in for the landing. Radial out in order to keep it upright. And touchdown. Alright, here we go. Press 2 to deploy the drills. Let's press 3 to start the burning, the mining I should say. And start liquid fuel oxidizer. Right, now, in order to make this a little bit more efficient, we're gonna have to get Dunful, our engineer, to EVA. Dunful, you've been here for a while. You know the drill. Hopefully, literally. You're level 2. You will go in this craft and you will man the drills. And you'll be very good at it. Is that understood? Yes, yes, sir. All right, cool. There we go. Now these drills should start working on top efficiency because he is a level 2 engineer. In a lander can on top of a drilling machine. Very nice. Alright, cool. We have this probe still. It has a lot of fuel left, but it doesn't serve any purpose at all. So in order to make sure that we don't have a lot of junk lying around everywhere, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let's see, extend solar panel. We're gonna get rid of this. We're just gonna eject this into wherever this will go. It's gonna go on a curb and escape. And it's gonna fly around the sun. Great. You go and fly around the sun. We're not going to be able to fix that anyway. Let's get rid of you. Well, we can't. Sorry. I'm going to clear my throat for a bit. Alright, we can't fix it right now. Let's switch to the mini egg. How's it doing? Perhaps we want the little rover guy. Love this little guy. Look at him. So cute. He's got eyes. Plus. Whoops. Right, so nothing new here. Of course not. Why would there be anything new here? We've already done all of these. I think this little rover has served this purpose as well, but I don't know. I feel for him. We can't just get rid of him. So what if we get him back to base? Where is... There is the closest base, the Minimus surface egg. Minimus science surface egg. It's 11 kilometers. That's going to be a long drive. The steering on this should be on. So I wonder if we just drive this, how long it's going to take. So it's going uphill, not very fast. And it still has the tendency to go right. No, it goes to the left slightly. Slightly goes to the left. Alright. So I don't think that we're going to use this for a lot of missions anymore. So let's see if we can give it a proper ending. Oh, rip the mini rover. We've landed a lot of things, a lot of trash on Minmus actually. So that was 100 meters. That took a long time to get to. So we've learned from our past mistakes that if we warp, we should unwarp as soon as it starts to wobble. Otherwise it's going to go wrong. Alright, so this is not going to go any faster, of course. It is climbing uphill. We've got it to 10 kilometers, I think, so it can go faster. We should have really made some rocket boosters for this, so we could land it in a different spot. But I think the way that we got this to Minimus was quite ingenious. The little probe that you saw that actually housed this little rover. The little probe that we're now sending around the sun because it has served its purpose. We're just gonna reap the benefits of something colliding into the sun because, well, there are still achievements in this game. I think that's one of them. Alright, so let's not drive into the big rock. 11 kilometers. Well, I don't know how about I don't know about you, but I think this is gonna take too long for us to enjoy. We're gonna see what's over the hill, and we're gonna try and race down, and we're gonna see if Wally gets a gets a nice exit, a nice proper exit. Look at this. Look at this little guy. And I can see why Najat thought this was a mouth, because it looks like a red tongue and 2 yellow teeth. You see that? But it's actually Dr. Robotnik. But it looks like a mouth with 2 teeth. Wally. I like him. I like him a lot. But we're going to deploy Wally on some other planet, I guess, because one of his wheels is broken. Yeah, a mouth, Rifu. Najad thought this was a mouth. Like a little red tongue and 2 yellow teeth. You can, if you squint your eyes, you can you can make it out. All right, let's see if we can ride it downhill. Oh god, it's really crappy to drive it with one wheel broken because it tends to skip to the left all the time. It just veers off to the left. And I don't know if that's something we can fix. Perhaps an engineer can fix it. But I don't know. Oh god. So what's beyond the hill? Alright, so we just have to drive it off the hill and then we're done. It shouldn't be too hard. But it's going to take some time. If we can get this onto flat ground, it's probably a lot better. Alright, let's take a look at traction control. Some of these wheels have a lot of traction control. Perhaps we can turn that off. I don't know. I don't know if that helps at all. Turn it to 1.5. Turn the brakes off, I guess. Yeah, brakes 100 instead of 200. Let's get some speed in this thing. Right? So motor is enabled on every one of these, I hope. Yeah. Direction, normal. Reverse, no, normal. Thank God. Alright, so it veers off to the left now because it's on the slope, of course. But let me show you once we get to a straight... Oh God. No, Wally, no! Luckily, Minmus... On Minmus, nothing ever crashes. It just bounces. So, that's good. He says while crashing. If Wally ends on his... Oh god, we're gonna fix it. Look. Yes. No. I'm gonna try SAS. I don't know why. Stability assist. Let's keep the heading. There's no heading to keep because this thing has no reaction control, no torque. Alright, great. We fixed it. Oh, this is so stressful because it's going to take a long time. And I know it's going to take a long time. But I want to save Wally. You know, I don't want to send him to the Kraken. Right, so what about we don't have any traction control then? Just have motor. Oh, look, this goes a lot faster now. Oh, that's good to know. No traction control. That helps. But I don't know why we're veering to the right. Is this broken? Does it say anywhere it's broken? Steering enabled. Alright, so if we disable steering... Yeah, now it's going right. That's going alright. So just disable steering. That's the moral of the story. All right, we're going downhill now. Not literally. Yes, we are literally, not figuratively. Alright, so this is quite well. Alright, if we can save Wally, we'll save him. Oh god. Oh no! Wally! Oh god. He's lost a couple of solar panels and he's now spinning out of control. Oh, that was a science experiment. No, that was another solar panel. No, it was an antenna. Antennas shouldn't make these kinds of noises. Alright, if we stabilize it, try and stabilize it doesn't have a reaction control wheel. Why, Creamy, why? Alright, I'm gonna do the humane thing. I'm gonna do the humane thing. We're gonna save Wally before he crashes entirely. Let's see. The mini egg. Oh, I'm very sorry, Wally. We're gonna put you out of your misery. F in chat, everyone. F in chat for Wally Kerman. Before he explodes entirely. Alright, so we have a mining egg now, resource scanner on Minimus, a Minimus payload egg, and a Minimus science service egg, which also houses the scooter. The scooter we made at the start of this live stream. A couple of relays, like the relay on Minimus 1. We're going to need a couple more relays on Minimus, which is probably what we're going to do starting right now. Let's leave the facility. Start, go to mission control. We have no active missions right now. We still have a lot of money. Recover a module from the Mun. That's going to be a hard one. Small hardpoint on orbital trajectory. No. Explore Juna. Expires in 5 days. We a flyby of Juna. Alright, that's interesting. That's an interesting one. Let's take it. Orbital station around Minimus. This is exactly what we need. New station. 5 Kerbals in it. That's no problem. Antenna, docking port, and generate power. That's fine. A viewing cupola on the station. Alright. We can do that. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. So this doesn't need the... this doesn't actually need the science base. So we're going to do that. We're going to do it. We're going to make the start of our space station. Finally. We've been screaming forever that we wanted the space station. So the cupola module needs to be the main thing. Then we need four other Kerbals to be able to live here. So that's this module. It needs some docking ports. So we'll put a docking port on... where should we put the docking ports? Coupling. Alright, so the big docking ports, we can do 2 of those big docking ports. And you know what? We could put a small docking port on the top, but why would you have a window there if you know? So let's put some small docking ports. Well, we can probably put them here, but that's also not ideal. I think we'll put them on the actual tank that we're gonna we're going to put a Rocco Max on this. And a Poodle. Poodle engine. Where are you? Here. Or, even better perhaps. What if we put the... No. Sorry, we'll put the Poodle on here. Redo. We'll put the Poodle on here. Once again, this is not one of those crafts that's very handy to use with Minimus Vacuum. Yeah, it has a lot of Delta V. This will be able to circularize easy. Also get to the mun easy. So if we go to Kerbal Vacuum, yeah, of course, it has the same vacuum, properties, so that's good. Sea level and vacuum, yes. All right. Enough thrust to weight even to lift. So that's good. Good news. How about some utility? We'll get some batteries on it. In this case, we'll put some radial batteries on it. And yes, we'll put the radial batteries. Well, not on the flag. That's not what we're like. How much monopropellant has this? We don't need anything. Electric charge 200. I think that's enough. Well, now it has 1000 exactly. So yeah, we'll just do it like this. Whatever. Alright, we have Gigantor solar arrays, so let's use them. Oh, come on. Yes. Gigantor solar arrays. 2 of them, right there. We'll also need something to keep us in check, like an advanced reaction wheel. Now this is going to be the main part of our space station, which does not require any which will not require any monopropellant, because this will not be the thing docking to certain things. Should we put the claw on here? Should we? No. I want this cupola to be free. And we can put modules on here. We can put building modules on here. That means that is to say, we can put something on here that will have multiple other building applying. No, that's the wrong word. That's not what I'm looking for. So what if we have? What I mean to say is, what if we do something like this, right? We have a fuel tank, just any old fuel tank, and then we have another couple of these on. Right, so we can have stuff like this, which we just fly up. More fuel or more Kerbal space, whatever we need. Now this is gonna fly on its own, and that's no problem. But I would rather have it not fly on its own. So let's put a probe on it. That's not a probe. This is a probe. Yes. All right. So this very small thing is also a probe. This is a probe. So the remote guidance unit. Now if we cheat a little bit. So this has a wheel. Not a very good one, I think. Alright, so I think it's better to have the hex instead. It's, first of all, it's a bit bigger, so that's good. But perhaps we can also put this in a payload. Do we have a payload thing that's big enough? Alright, I think we can work with this. So this is going to be the main thing. And then this payload thing, we're going to have to do some auto strutting, by the way. Right, let's put the hex in here. And we'll put some science instruments in here as well. So we'll have the 2 hot thermometer. And the atmospheric what's it? We'll have this. You know what? We'll have just one of each. I think that will be just quite enough. The seismometer. We'll also have the surface scanning module. Well, that's not going to cut it, is it? No. Close it up. We'll put some antennas on the outside and a relay. 2 of these. Yeah, let's put these here, I guess, and then the relay antenna. So which one is the best? Antenna rating 100G. So this one's the best. We could put this up here. That will block our view considerably. And this will also block just about anything else. The small one instead. Open up the service bay and let's put the batteries inside then. Yeah, let's put this inside. Close. Alright, and this can go here. There we go. How about these solar panels now? If we extend these, they need to be able to turn. Yeah, that's not going to work like this, so these need to be a bit higher up. Alright, let's retract them again. We have relay. We have ComSat. Alright. Yep, that's going to be it. Alright, cool. So this is going to go to Minmus. Alright, there's 3,000 something Delta V. It doesn't need to land on Minmus. It just needs to be there. Let's get Valentina out there. This is going to go on its own. We already have plenty of Kerbals on the surface of Minmus. Alright, electrical. We have electrical. Let's, you know what, put on 2 of these little ones. Just in case we forget to do it again. Alright, this also is not going to return to Kerbin. We're going to put a lot of junk in space, not getting it back to Kerbin. Let's see, aerodynamics, anything useful here? No. Payload, we already have a payload bay. Then it's just about action groups. Alright, let's custom 1 toggle antenna. Custom 1 toggle solar panel. Let's open up. Custom 2 is going to be all of the sciences. So run, log, 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 log. close. Now, there is something we still want in here, and that's one of these storage units. If that fits in here, that would make me a very happy man. It doesn't. We could leave it there, but that's going to clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it instead. I think that's fine. Tool, move. Whoop. Whoop. I'm going to clip it instead. Just clip it a bit. Just clip it a bit. Alright. Close. That's a tight fit. That's cool. Alright. Custom 2. No, custom 3. Collect all. So we're going to collect all signs in that thing. And then we'll be able to send it if we don't have it yet. And otherwise we'll just have a nice collecting box in it. Let's auto strut this just in case. Alright, cool. I think this will do nicely. Put it in space. This is going to be the Minmus orbital egg station. Orbital egg station. Save. The sub-assembly underneath it. Rockomax lifter. So this will go first with this. Then we have a new... Alright, so side... Yeah, alright, that's got plenty of delta V. Plenty of delta V. Let's take a look at sea level. Yeah, this will get us in orbit, and the rest will... this craft will go to Minmus on its own. That's fine. Alrighty. I think that's just about it. Let's check the reports. Empty crew cabins. That's the only report we have. That's cool. Nothing else to note. Great. In that case, we'll just launch it. Yep, let's launch it. It's quite heavy, this thing. That's fine. Alright, let's get this in the air tonight. I have a little bit of a problem. I'm out of wine. Alright. No worries though. So we're gaining delta V as long as we're punching through the atmosphere. We're going faster and faster through thinner pieces of the atmosphere, which is exactly what we want and need in our lives, so that's great. Oh, come on. Just... stay on a heading. Turning SAS off just to show its stability. Right. So we're punching through the atmosphere. That's great. And now let's just wait until we are in space. We're almost there. Let's press 1 in order to extend just about everything. I don't know how useful this will be with the extended. So we might want to de-extend this as soon as we want to dock anything here. But for now, it's fine. Alright, so let's... Oh, those guys are wobbly. Alright, that's good. So point towards the horizon instead. Get a little bit on course. Apoapsis is 100 kilometers. I like 100 kilometers. Let's try and get it a little bit lower though. Somewhere around 80, perhaps. Alright. Well, it's not going to be 80. We're going to be trying to keep the... apoapsis. Alright. We're at least going to circularize now. Alright. 80 on the periapsis, that's fine. Alright, once again, Minmus set as target. We have an ascending node. We're at the ascending node. We'll go anti-normal. Warp here. Going anti-normal means that we are tilting our axis against the axis of the target inclination. That is to say, we are closing the gap in how different our orbits are. Point 1. I like it. Too damn fast. Hello. Welcome to my Kerbal Space Program stream. Are you doing build best request? Well, I don't know what you mean by that, so let's hear it first. Oh, I think we have an encounter here. It's not a bad one either. It's quite nice. Right, so if we go here. Oh, that's even better. Alright. We're going to keep that one. Yeah. Great. Hey, I'm back, says Rifu Tomeko. Welcome back. Build requests. Sure, yeah, I'm just name what you want me to build and I'll try. I'm not making any promises at all. Right, let's warp to the next maneuver. Because I'm not very good at this game, so if you want me to build a single launch station that launches all the way to Juna and deploys into a pirate ship, then I'm gonna have to say no. Space shuttle. Alright, space shuttles are very hard to make. I don't even have all the parts for it yet because I'm playing Korea. I need to do all the science for it. But a space shuttle is certainly something that is cool to do. Just, you You could just build a space plane, of course, and put a couple of boosters on it, as in the traditional way to launch a space shuttle. The tricky parts are getting it back. But yeah, we could do something like that, but not with the current technology. Right, there comes our... Oh god, that's a bit too much. Alright, so it's very... Very... What's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive from here. Yeah, I think this will have to do. We're gonna go and warp to here. Alright, let's go. Whee! Alright, let's cancel the warp. We're in high Kerbin orbit now, right? I think we haven't done a little bit of this science yet. Reset. Oh look, we haven't done this yet. Let's send it. Let's transmit. We haven't done this. Alright. Gravity scan. High over Kerbin shores. Alright, so this is actually... Okay. So... That's interesting. So we're high over the Kerbin shores, so it gives us a different reading than what we... oh, right, and this is high over Kerbin deserts. Also gives us a different reading. Interesting. Alright. So it gives us a different thing every time, depending on the rotation of... Alright, that's an interesting one then. We're gonna have to put some of these GravMax detectors over each and every one of these planets. Yeah, alright. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Let's warp here. What mods are you using? None. I'm playing stock. I know, edgy. Playing 100% stock. Good old vanilla. Yep. Some people find vanilla to be the most boring flavor, but I actually quite like vanilla. I want to challenge myself, and using mods can sometimes challenge you in some games. But in this game, I haven't even gotten to all the planets yet with stock, so yeah, I'm not using any mods until we can do that. Alright, let's burn because we're right at the periapsis. Oh, this stage is done. So this will shoot out back to... very edgy, I know. Alright, that's I think a very nice orbit right there. We're gonna set the mining egg. Oh yeah, let's set the mining egg. Well, we don't want to set it as a target. This is gonna be... Ah, there we go. Construction reward complete. We're just gonna have to do the... inclination is 12 degrees, yeah, and that's best solved once we're on the equator, I think. So warp to here. So we're going down now. Oh, well, we're warping to the other side. It's no problem. Alright, let's quick save it. This is the exact wrong way. Alright, let's try this. Alright, so it says inclination right here. We can try and get it as close to 0 as we can. Alright, so we can't get it all the way down, because we're not in the right place anymore. And we're going slightly up. So now I think we need to normal again. Alright, so equatorial orbit. Equatorial orbit. I think this is right above the equator, right? Let's quick save it. Oh, that's increasing our inclination again. Christ, I'm very bad at this. Alright, so once again we are bested by... orbital mechanics. Alright, so inclination is stable here. Once again, we go halfway. Or a quarter away is, I think, the best way to say it. Oh, we are now without communication. How are we entirely without communication? We have comsats everywhere. Except here, we only have one. This relay -1. We're, well, apparently we don't have any communications right here. There we go. Orbital mechanics, inclination. Oh, we're almost there. Come on. We want this on a perfect inclination, so warp here. We want this to be as perfect as we can. And then we want to get the apoapsis and periapsis rather high. We want to go a full day around Minmus, I guess. I think we could cancel it here. It's the wrong way, apparently. Alright, apparently still not satisfying the... We still have plenty of oxidizer and fuel, so that's good. .1. Am I gonna take that? Am I gonna say that's enough? No, of course not. You know me by now. 0.1 is not the best. Alright, so I think if we're reading from the instruments, I think maybe ejection has something to do with it. Oh, we had it for a second. Quick load. Very quickly. We had it for a split second right there. Perfect. Right, now we want to go prograde and retrograde. We want to make this orbit rather nice. So at apoapsis. Right, so what do we want to do with the orbit? So this is a 3-hour orbit around the planet. We want to go to the periapsis. Now, I think we're just gonna upgrade. I think we're gonna up the apoapsis to... I don't know. I don't know what the gravity well of Minimus will hold. So what if we say... What do we say to make it like... What if we put it at, well, 1 million... We'll have to go back a bit. 1 million meters. That's going to be quite high. Oh, that's very close. So 1 million meters. Let's put the thrust limiter on 10%. Let's put it on 1.5%. Ooh, very close. Let's put it even lower. Can we go even lower? Yes. Alright, this is very noodly now. I think we're just gonna have to take this. Alright, now we'll go 10%. I think main throttle should be 10% now for all of eternity. We're going to go to the apoapsis, warp here. Right, so this is at the same height actually as the relay of Minmus. So perhaps that's not the best. Let's put this at 500. See what happens. That's not 500. I don't want to crash in this relay antenna. That would be very bad. $500. Recoverable first stage. Well, that should be no problem at all, actually. If you want to make a recoverable first stage, simply whack parachutes on it that deploy, safe deploy, as soon as you get rid of them. That should do it. I think we've done it before. We can certainly do it again. Alright, I think we'll just have to... to call this good. Good enough. Nice. Our inclination is 0.1. Let's quick save here again. 0.0. The best. Alright, now radial out. Radial out, so we always face towards the planet with our engine. SpaceX style. Well, I'm very ashamed to admit this, but I don't really follow SpaceX stuff. I'm not really a rocket scientist. I'm just someone playing the game. Alright, so the cupola, you know, the cupola is, could... Yeah, so the cupola goes towards the... planet, so we can look at the planet. Radial in, that is, yes. Great, alright. Let's see, oh, we have high over Minmus lowlands, that's good. We can trash this. Alright, so this can just keep doing it. Keep doing all of these experiments. So this is high over Minmus. That's great. Gives us lots of wiggle room as well for attaching modules to this. Well, nothing new right now. What if we go faster a bit? No, it's still Minmus lowlands. I think Minmus lowlands is one of the biggest biomes on the entirety of Minmus. So let's just leave it at that. Alright. And I think for now that this is going to be enough. Let's go to the Space Center. We'll leave this in orbit. And next time we're going to get the Space Scooter. The Space Scooter. We're going to get it up to... the space station. Someone riding it. We'll have a pilot in the cupola module, and that way we can get people towards the space station. We can have 5 Kerbals in it. We'll just leave the scientists on the lab on the ground floor. New orbital station around Kerbal. That's not very interesting at all. Science data from the surface of Minmus. Now that's an easy send. Satellite in equatorial orbit of Minmus. That's you know what? We need to put more relays in that area anyway. A surface outpost on Juno. Well, 3 scientists, 12 Kerbals. Well, we're not going to do that. Recover Jandon and Jandon scrap from the surface of Minmus. Now that's an interesting one. I'm gonna definitely try that one. All right, we've got some new stuff for the next time we play Kerbal Space Program. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of this, of course you can press the follow button. You can also swipe right on Tinder, or you can just check out this channel every once in a while. I might be live. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna roll the credits. There we go. Rolling them credits. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. We have right now bartenders with Core and the CrimiBot, keeping an eye out on everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all again next time. Have a great day.